So today we're going to be taking a look at a scenario where civilization starts over. Today we are in episode 13 of the series. In the last episode, we saw a lot of events taking place. We saw the big Irish Civil War take place against communism. We saw a bit more expansion take place. We saw the Red Team and the other colonies find out that China had a colony that they were hiding. But we also saw Galicia lead the Triangle Alliance. And then the biggest event in that episode was the assassination of the Republic of the Three Islands by none other than Northern Italy that took place on Sardinia. I'm pretty sure this is Sardinia, where he was visiting. And after the assassination, these guys immediately found out that it was them, declared war on these guys, and we're going to be seeing a big war. But if you do enjoy this episode, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. This won't take up the whole episode, so yeah, it's going to be pretty fast. So I think I might need to turn on the Province layer for this one, just to make some things faster. Okay, so let me just get a little color for this. Okay, that's good. But we are going to be immediately seeing the Republic, I'm just going to call it Sicilian troops move through, and they are going to immediately capture this province in Major City. They move through, crushing these troops. We're going to be seeing them move through and capturing this major city. You see them move through and capture this major city. And well, yeah, these guys are immediately cooked. Yes, say GG's. We are able to see that the Northern Italy country start to move down and push back these troops. But a new country will be entering the war on the side of Northern Italy. That's going to be none other than Austria. Austria will now start to send their troops through the country. Okay, why is that shade a bit different? Okay, yeah, it is. Okay, whatever though. We are able to see them push back and recapture this major city. And this is where it's stalemated for the next 10 years. Not a single movement by the troops are done at all. So eventually they do agree for a peace treaty. So let's take a look at that. Taking a look at this peace treaty, it is pretty simple. All we see is, okay, it's the wrong shade color, but we just do see, we see the Republic of the Three Islands taking this piece of land right here. I don't know if that's a lighter shade, is it? Okay, yeah, it is, but whatever. But yeah, these guys are now integrated into, the Republic. We're moving down over here to, Belarus. No, not Belarus. Why did I click that? It's not Belarus. But we are going to be seeing kind of a satellite state for Belarus being created. And they're going to be orange, and we're going to be over here, the station in this Caucasian area. Moving down to South America, we are going to be seeing mass exploration taking place. And so we see quite a lot of exploration, and this allows And this allows more expansion for Brazil and for Galicia, and who knows, maybe even the red team. So let's take a look at what Brazil will be getting. So Brazil will just get all of this land down south. Its borders do look really ugly. Like that just looks disgusting. But I'm about to fix it up. Oh yeah, I forgot to talk about this. But yeah, there will be a border dispute between Brazil, which is going to cause some tensions in the future. But we do see these guys, and I am just going to fix up these borders because they look absolutely disgusting. That might be even making it worse. Okay, so oh god, no, oh, please, I should look that. But now we are going to be seeing a BT expand. And they're actually going to be cutting off the red team on purpose. And the red team is a little mad about this. But what can you do against the second strongest country in the world? Go see that, I'm just going to fix this up. It just looks super weird, bro. So far, we still only have 2 countries on the continent. Technically 3. But, yeah, whatever. Now China, of course, is still getting backlash of what they did. So countries are still a little bit mad. But they did get over it. And, yeah, now let's see these guys winning out. And then we see a lot of exploration take place. We see the colonies, crap. We see the colonies start to move through. And now we see quite a lot of land. Now we're going to be seeing these Dutch move in. And they're now going to take Wisconsin. We even see them start to move down, and they take Boston, aka Massachusetts. And now these guys call me, I kind of like this. I kind of like these borders, I'm not gonna lie. Moving over here to Europe, you see a thing. The new leader is curious about his father's death. Yep, you hear me. Father's death. That was his father. So what is this guy gonna do? So he's gonna send spies to the red team. He was not a part of this blue team. They do nothing. France, no, they do see some relation, but no, nothing. Switzerland, nothing. Dutch, they do find some stuff, which we're gonna be talking about. With Poland, nothing. Austria, of course, because they were in the war. They do find some trades, but nothing. These guys don't even know, so nothing. Norway, nothing. Ireland, nothing. Let's go back to the Dutch. What did the Dutch do? Oh no. They sent these guys to kill his father. So it's not this guy's fault. They were forced to, or else they would get invaded, jumped. About Austria? Oh, Austria was forced by Poland. Oh, and they start connecting the dots. And it turns out that this was the Dutch plans all along. They were trying to crush Southern Europe under their influence. What do you think they were doing to Galicia? Galicia never had a saying. It was all a part of the Dutch's plan. What about Valencia? I said they had nothing, right? No. Valencia was forced to crush these guys. What about Rome? Same thing. They did all that to Rome. Once these guys joined the Triangle Alliance, it's crazy. They were trying to crush Rome, crush Poland, Norway, even Norway, the best time crushing them. They're trying to crush these countries' economy to get them collapsed and to take over all of Western Europe. Even Rome and the Dutch had relations even after these alliances. Rivals files were going through, and it turns out that these guys actually had a plan of betraying Valencia. And now the Republic of the Three Islands of Valencia no longer had good relations. Galicia, once again, no longer had good relations with Valencia. When before the war, these guys were friends, and now after the war, they're destroyed. Britain is kind of under this whole thing. The Dutch is the mastermind of everything. They had the plan. They knew they were going to win the Great Atlantic War. They were actually the main ones forcing Poland and Finland to fund the rebels in Ireland to crush them too. What do you think? Who do you think paid Valencia to find out? The Dutch already knew that these guys were over there. They already knew. They had a feeling. Bro, who commanded France to invade Egypt? Who do you think that? Who do you think that? No, who do you think did this? It wasn't Belarus. They were forced to. They somewhat forced them. Belarus knew that the Dutch was forcing Poland to force this on them to do this. And I think, no, this is just a thing that they didn't know. This was all under the Dutch's plan to gain influence over Central Asia, subcontinent, Southeast Asia, East Asia, Arabian, Caspia, Persia, the purple team, the gray team. These guys, they had just found out everything from one file that they found in the Dutch. The Dutch have now officially been the plan. The Triangle Alliance, no, that's the thing. After the files were found, they told every single member, even Galicia, who had left. Because guess what? Who told these guys to leave? These guys already had enough evidence. These guys were working together secretly to find out what the Dutch's real plan was. Now the Triangle Alliance is broken down. The relations between these guys were broken, and the Dutch's plan is falling apart. Nothing is good for them. Or in Gibraltar, we see a meeting taking place. In this meeting, it states that they must form a coalition against these guys. That every participant that has been under crushed countries like Ireland, Galicia, Valencia, Brittany, Switzerland, Austria, Northern Italy, the Republic of the Three Islands, the Balkan Union, Poland, Finland, Norway, Belarus, the satellite state, Switzerland, every country in Europe must join this coalition against the Dutch. And in the next episode, we'll see the coalition of the Dutch Empire. This will be really bad for these guys. Really